Well, I guess I'm going to narrate this one too. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, but let's see. So here I am practicing my backhand topspin against multi-ball topspin feed from my coach, Gary Fraiman. Trying to move into position, stay low, make consistent contact. Try not to overhit the ball in terms of smacking it too much or too much of an open racket face or out of control. Trying to play on the top / outside of the ball. Not using much wrist, mostly just the forearm extension. Trying to incorporate a little bit of body rotation or using the legs. Although not as much on the backhand as forehand. This is my current stage of development. So here I am kind of moving back to the middle of the table after each shot because I need to practice moving to my left. And I have an emphasis on kind of playing to the middle or cross court so I can kind of play more on the outside of the ball because I have a tendency to play a lot of my backhands to the forehand side with the goal of setting up a diagonal return that I could then play with my forehand, oftentimes down the line. This was a good shot here. So my consistency has improved a lot on this particular shot. It's still a weakness overall, but before I couldn't even get a few of these in a row most likely. So these balls are a little bit further out, so I have to play a little more on the outside of the ball to get the proper contact and to get it onto the table. It's not quite around the net, but pretty close. Trying to keep the shots fairly low, spinny, deep on the table. Consistency issues arise when I start reaching too much, playing too far away from me, or standing up too tall, not getting out wide enough to maintain a consistent contact point relative to my body, or maybe I'm hitting the ball too hard. So it's really just kind of bouncing off. There's no real guidance for it. So it's important to make your shot and then reset because you don't know where the next ball is going to come. Don't drop the racket, of course, because here we are in a topspin rally, or at least we're simulating one. Now we're playing both sides, so it's even more important. Keep the racket up, keep my body in the right position with weight forward, but knees bent, playing forward over the ball, moving back and forth. I'm trying to play strong shots but not overdo it. You don't want to lose consistency, but I suppose in practice you're allowed to miss some. Important again to talk about letting the ball come close enough to you so you can maintain a consistent contact point relative to your body. You don't want to be reaching way out in front. You don't have any power or stability. You don't want to let it get too close to you, of course, but there's a correct spacing for each person, so you have to find that along with kind of where your elbow is in terms of elbow height and distance from your body. My shots don't use a lot of wrist, but there is some follow through. Yeah, so are you stronger on the forehand or the backhand? Let us know.